Hello everyone, Mike the MC, bringing another self-care video. Not everything goes to plan. Right, very classic theme, but I think there's so much more to be said about that. Thinking about, well, I was going to go do something today with regard to this one individual for one of my jobs, and I was ready for the meeting. All of a sudden, right, nothing happened. And I'm like, oh, what, did I have the wrong link to my Zoom meeting? Did I have the wrong link in the email? Did I not put in the password, the passcode the right way? And so I was just going around just trying to see, okay, trying all these different combinations from the email, and it just wasn't working. And so then to share that update with the person I was working with for the future job I'm working on as well, she was very kind and said, oh no, I'm sorry, it just wasn't working today. I'm like, oh, okay. But the thing is, keep this in mind. It may have not gone to plan for me, but at the very least I can stay on track for what has to be done and be courteous to those who are helping me. And so always remember, folks, that hey, even if you don't have the dream job right yet, or not everything is so perfect right now, things will work out as they always do. And maybe it takes a little more time than others. Maybe it was not meant to be for you to have that conversation with that guy, that girl, have that family that you wanted, or the things that we've always had in our hearts that we felt would just bring us satisfaction. That's a hard lesson to swallow. And I think many people can fall into that trap of despair, thinking, man, if I'd only gone out to that place, get that job to do this or that, and you consider all these what ifs. The what ifs can really bring a mindset of depression, where you're just thinking about all the guilt and things that would have been so awesome for you to have. And now you look at your actions and you're like, if I had only had better choices in life, that would have made me happier. And you think, man, why was I so afraid to go for those choices? But then again, sometimes we're just tired of being burned as well. Sometimes we are tired of facing that criticism. And at the end of the day, the truth is the winners will face a lot of criticism. It just takes a lot of losses to get to those victories. And if you are willing to go in that direction, that is awesome. Just be prepared. It will not be an easy journey. It will not be an easy journey for how you want things to be, how people are going to change on your team every now and then and say, oh, he was okay, she was cool, but now they kind of gone in a direction I was not expecting them to go, so they can kind of just go in their own thing and I won't support them anymore. And that's just a part of life. And you can see that even in basics, even with YouTube, right? Whether you have a channel or don't have one anymore, whether YouTubers are still creating videos or not, if you don't feel that motivation to continue, right, that is a real feeling, because you put all your work and effort into making something work that is worthwhile for people to watch. And you even go beyond that as far as books, movies, jobs, right? All these creations that are so great. Food, right? That you can think of that others would appreciate. Like, yeah, food for cookies and all these things. But then you wonder, oh, no one's just grabbing a bite out of that cookie that I wanted. No one's taking that slice of pizza or the full pizza that I made for the guests today at the party. Man, it feels kind of disheartening. You feel left out. You feel that your gift is left out of something wonderful that could be enjoyed by other people if they'd only taken that one bite, that one taste. All of a sudden now, you're now on the shelf and you're just thinking, now I'm just waiting and I'm just waiting to be picked up. Right, it's a real thought. That's real. And as a counselor from this perspective, right, to not give up hope, yeah, I could say that and be cliche. Or I could just think, okay, here's my reality right now. I can feel miserable. Or do I accept that, hey, maybe I'm not going to accept the lies, but at least I'll accept that I'm just right here because no one has found me yet. And I will stay strong and consistent even in the dark. That is where a lot of winners will emerge over the losers in life. Those who are consistent even in the dark. Maybe that'll be the title of the theme for this video, because that makes a lot more sense, right? For those who are really still working out, still practicing their game, still going out to practice when no one was out there during the holiday, when no one wanted to go and celebrate because of a storm that was in the way, and people were saying, let's just leave that party alone, no one's going to go out and celebrate. And yet you're probably the only one that shows up, and it's like, wow, where's all the guests? You know, we have the food, we have the party, the dancing, etc. And the thing is, you were out there still dedicated to an idea. Dedication is real. Determination. So no matter what you do in life, I know I got this compliment many years ago at a conference. The lady said, you're going to go far with no matter what you do. Because she saw that I was there early and ready to be with the other guests of a conference early in the morning. It really made me happy. She saw in me something that is going to be worthwhile to continue to protect in the future. And that is my willingness and determination to continue on when things are not going to plan. And that is something that you all can accept as well. And that is where the true character, your true self, emerges from the shadow. Wow, he or she, they really dedicated themselves when everyone was out there celebrating. He or she really kept up their work even though they had faced so much criticism. And I could go on, and you get my point. And the thing is, to not give up on your dreams. To not give up on those things that you want to build. That is something awesome to consider, that you can be a creator. That you and I can really make that difference in the world. But so many enemies that we face all the time. And I think when we look at those enemies that hold us back in similar videos that I've talked about, all right, if you want to go and advance, right, you know which ones they are, you know which ones to remove from your life, the beliefs, etc. But then if you are not going to go forward because a change of plan happened in your life, well, I would say in a way, shame on you because you didn't continue on when you know if only you had taken a little side adjustment, taken a sidestep, you would have been just fine. You would have been just fine. And I think someone at work mentioned it, I think even perfectly today. You can have the perfect plan until you get punched. And then it's like, uh-oh, you're off your game, right? And it's like, how do you react? How do you act in this moment that someone just threw a punch at you and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? I'm off my plan. So no perfect plan can solve for a good victory by the other person. A person who is ready to act, get things going, who has a good action plan can defeat the perfect plan any day. Good can defeat perfect. And I think that is something even we can look at in life also, where the good can defeat what is so prepared in our perfect world in our mind that no matter how much we perfect it, someone can always have a better plan. Isn't that crazy? That is so crazy. So no matter how much I think this channel can grow, someone else is having a better channel than me out there today, getting more views, getting more likes, etc. Someone out there today is beating that other person who had the better views than me. And you see this chain, this cycle of other people that it's like there's always a bigger opponent to face in life. There's never always the one, right? There's more to be faced, to be dealt with. And you think, okay, who's the next opponent? Who's the next superstar that'll emerge? Who's the next one that's going to emerge from the crowd in the next 10 years or so with music, with movies? And you think, man, our movies these days kind of are terrible. They kind of suck. And you're thinking, man, what is it about them that has destroyed the quality, the joy of us watching these films, of us enjoying these outings at the movie theater, right? Something that's taken some of that fun out of it. And you think, man, maybe we put too much stock into CGI and graphics, and you're thinking, where's the actual acting? Now I'm just watching computer graphics all the time now, and it's like, ugh, man, the real stuff was so awesome when you consider the acting that was really put in display. People who knew how to speak with different languages, different tongues, who knew how to act in different environments, and you recognize now the use of people really, in this regard, is being just a side attraction to the natural beauty of a computer graphic. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, if we just have enough people in the movies, this can make it real, and this can be more enjoyable still in today's world with all the CGI. But you're thinking, okay, real effects create real emotions. And with the plan that is not going to plan, all right, you're feeling an emotion. That's real. And for me, I was like, oh man, I'm off my A game. But I want to do something. And so you should feel some emotion. You should have a feeling of some kind that makes you motivated to take a chance in life to keep going. You think, okay, maybe I was left behind. I was not picked first for the PE game, whatever, right? We're playing dodgeball, an example. All of a sudden you're last. But it was so fun to always prove the people wrong when I played those sports. Especially with soccer. Oh, it was so fun. I loved being picked last, but then surprising everyone in that sport, ultimate frisbee, and people came to recognize, wow, that individual, we will no longer pick him last. That's number one. He's the number one choice. She's the number one choice. And that emerges from the performance. the performance that you were ready to show to the world, no matter what number you were picked as. And I can vouch for this as well, where I've made mistakes where I consider things that I would rank them on a hierarchy, some sort of scale, and how really that just fooled myself into thinking, man, I've lost so many good relationships with people, good jobs and other things. And so I'm a fool because according to my plan, I wanted this to happen, but none of it happened after all. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, my own pride has gotten in the way. My own ideas have really thrown me a loophole into a curveball situation where I cannot get out. I'm stuck in my own mind. I need to have a little humility to get out. And so that is the greater lesson for you all to catch in this video. To say, hey, maybe there is some good feedback out there in this world that can help me move forward. And maybe I need to respect the world and environment that I live in and have authentic emotions and be ready to perform when I'm called up to be at bat. And then when all those performances stand out in front of the crowd, the people will say, wow, Mike the MC, you kept going at a time in your channel when it was very small, but yet you kept making all these videos throughout the years, and now you are making a big difference to the community around you. Good work. Nothing to complain about. It's something to be proud of. And I think it's something also to consider, hey, if I can do it, so can you. You can make a difference by being persistent. You can make a difference by not giving up on yourself and following your dreams and your goals. And you, no matter what place you're picked in on the team, you can always shine as the #1 superstar. And even though it never came to plan, all of a sudden now the plan is to pick you as #1 because your performance shared the way, paved the way for others to see that you are the best player on the team. Something to think about, but something to consider for other parts of your life as well. Alright everyone, I hope this video finds you well today. Be courageous, be strong, give a good performance when you are out there in sports, activities, etc. And no matter what you do, always remember that even though not everything will go to plan, you can still make it worthwhile for yourself. And when you perform and people are saying, wow, that's a superstar, that's someone we want on the team, now you got followers and people want you on that team. They want you to be #1, and you're going to still bring up the good performance, and you all are going to dominate in whatever field you're in. Just like the lady told me many years ago. You got this. So don't give up on yourself. You're going to make a difference. Alright everyone, I hope this video finds you well. Take care. Have a good one.